Welcome back to LimQ Plus, everyone. On this channel, I'm 100%ing Breath of the Wild by 8 bits every day until the sequel, Tears of the Kingdom, comes out, which is today in 109 days. Thank you so much to everyone yesterday reminding me to get food. I think some of you in the comment section did get the wrong idea though, thinking that I actually have to get food in real life, like I have to buy something to eat. But I was obviously talking about Breath of the Wild food, because I'm running out of food. I'm not going to be going around through this entire apple orchard here and getting every single apple. I think I did get some in the past, but they're pretty inefficient. And I'm going to do something today that I wanted to do in the past, which is showing you, and I'm sure a lot of you that are watching these videos are Breath of the Wild experts and you know these spots already. But I did want to show you what, in my opinion, are the best food hotspots if you need hearty food in your playthrough, if you're not going for any fairy glitches. So that's what I'm going over today. So obviously we're going to be starting with Satori Mountain. Now this is a very laggy section in the game. If you do wind bombs, you have to be aware. I almost just failed this wind bomb simply by looking down, which is something that can easily happen here. But this is pretty commonly known that Mount Satori has pretty much everything you could ask for when it comes to materials. But what I'm after most of all is obviously hearty food. So a lot of the times you can find hearty truffles here, which if you have a decent amount of heart containers unlocked are still fine. They're technically the worst out of the hearty foods because they don't give you that many yellow hearts. So if your heart count is still low, then they're definitely not the best. Because again, you only get like one yellow heart or maybe two, depending on the truffle size. What you usually want is radishes, especially the big ones, or durians. Now, we have this little orchard here with some durian trees. That's what I'm gonna go for first. An easy way to get them is by just bombing the trees, which will make, especially if you stand in the center here, this is what we do in speedruns, we basically just throw the bombs all around and then collect the durians that we can get. Now, technically, it is best to cook these durians in a single portion. So you only want to cook one durian on a cooking pot, which is going to give you 4 yellow hearts and then also completely refill your heart containers in the first place. If you have very little heart containers, let's say you have 3 heart containers only, then it can actually be valuable to cook 5 durians at once, because you get so many yellow hearts from it, and the heart refill itself is not super valuable. But if you go for efficiency, I would cook them one at a time, essentially. Now, that being said, in speedruns, it can actually be even more beneficial to cook 5 durians at once, because you only have to go through the cooking animation once. Now, another reason I come here is this specific spot. There is some Endura carrots here, and if you cook these Endura carrots, you get a meal that replenishes your stamina completely. Now that I have 2 stamina rings, that's already a little bit more valuable. Now, another thing I think that's worth noting is, normally there's a lot more durians here. I just got 6, maybe I did miss one. The way that item respawning works in this game is still something that people seem to be confused about. It has nothing to do with blood moons or anything, but essentially, when you get any item in the game, like these durians, they kind of have like a square around them, and as soon as you leave that square, every minute of in-game time, there's basically, real time, every minute of real time, there's a 1% chance that this item will be respawned. So after 100 minutes outside of that square, there's a pretty high chance that the item has respawned. And that's why sometimes it feels like it can take a long time until your items spawn again. Now, this is a super common spot, and I'm sure a lot of you know this. But basically, the Faron Tower, right? This is probably the easiest spot to get a bunch of durians. When you have the Faron Tower unlocked, you can teleport to it. I personally like taking care of these the Zalfos here, because they can get pretty annoying. Even if they don't kill you, they can just hit you a bunch. So there's 3 durians right here, and then there's obviously a bunch of durian trees that you can grab. Once again, cooking one of them. I'm pretty sure, honestly, like unironically, if I go through this route here once and get all of these durians, that might be enough food for the rest of the playthrough. Until Tears of the Kingdom comes out. I'm not even over exaggerating, just because we already have 50% completed. And if you are actually if you're trying to go kind of like through like a 100% speedrun yourself casually, or just to get 100% as quickly as possible, I'm not gonna get this Korok here right now. I don't want to do this out of order, so I'm instead just gonna steal this durian from here. then I would definitely recommend you to basically weave in shrines as you explore, because these shrines refill your hearts. That makes it a lot more efficient and you don't need to cook as much food. Again, this is only important anyway if you don't go for glitches like duplicating fairies. If you duplicate 999 fairies, you basically don't have to worry about food for your entire playthrough. But yeah. Now once we're done over here and got most of these trees out of the way. Also, again, I'm just gonna say it. Excuse me. I'm definitely feeling once again even better today, but still not 100% back to normal health. So if I cough here and there, I am apologizing. But over here you can just wind bomb over or glide over and then use like Rivali scale. But there's some more durian trees here that we can stop by, and we can already see we're already at 25 durians. So once I go to my last little food hotspot that I wanted to talk about, we should basically be good to go for, again, the rest of the playthrough. Going over here to this tree, and that's gonna be it for Faron. And now last but not least, I'm gonna teleport to the Kaya 1 shrine, which is right next to the Wetlands stable. Is that even what it's called? I think it is. And looking at the clock, I've been moving around here for like 6 minutes. And I'm probably going to be ending up with around 30 to 32 hearty foods and a bunch of Endura items, which allow me to replenish my stamina. So this is something that you can do really quickly yourself. So after teleporting to the shrine, I die by getting attacked by this goat. And then there is a bunch of hearty radishes here and Endura mushrooms. And again, these Endura mushrooms can be cooked by themselves to completely replenish your stamina. Another hearty radish over here. I'm going to stick to the right side of the forest because there's more hearty radishes over here. Another one just here. Then we're going to get the Endura mushrooms. The green mushrooms are not very useful. They only give you a little bit of stamina back, which is much worse than all of these yellow ones that you see here. These are really the ones you want to go for. And then, if I'm not mistaken, there should be 2 more radishes over here. Okay, no, I thought I missed one back there, but... I mean, even if I'm missing one, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to make my way through the forest to the cooking pot now. And then we can do a quick recap of what we got. Another Endura mushroom here. And this has pretty much been exactly 8 minutes, so let's see, by going through these 3 hotspots, how much food we were able to acquire in 8 minutes. This is already including warping and everything. So we were able to get 29 durians, 10 Endura foods, right? So we can replenish our stamina bar 10 times, 2 big hearty radishes, 1 truffle, which is kind of whatever, and 5 radishes. So overall, over 35 full heart refills, plus yellow hearts, plus 10 stamina refills. Even if you don't exactly follow speedrun routing, this should last you for like probably days of playtime. So yeah, if you still were not sure where to get food in the game, I think these 3 hotspots should be pretty good. If you want to look for more, I made a video on my main channel a long time ago about the Breath of the Wild object map. If you haven't heard about it yet, you can check that out. It essentially is an interactive map of Hyrule where you can type in ingredients like durians, radishes, or anything you need really, even fairies, etc. And it'll show you where they are on the map, because I'm sure there's other locations where there's a relatively high density. I know there's all of these radishes around that Heart Lake close to Lurline, which I didn't include. Just because this location here is better, in my opinion, because you can get radishes and Endura items at the same time, where that Heart Lake only has radishes, and when I want hearty food, I think the Faron spot with the durians is better, because they're just more efficient. But it also shows you where to find items, rupees, etc. So if you want to find your own spots for different materials, that's still the place to go. But again, I think food, this one should cover pretty well. Now, one last thing. if you are exploring a lot, what I would recommend you is, if you're not using glitches when we are talking about food in the game today, is to make speed food, especially level 3 speed food. One easy recipe for level 3 speed food would be to simply basically take lotus seeds, which you can find all around the wetlands here, pretty close to where I am, and use a dragon part in your speed food recipe to basically make it last, a dragon horn specifically, to basically make it last 30 minutes. This is also still a pretty popular strat. The easiest dragon to farm is going to be Farosh, also in Faron. If you get your durians, you can technically go up to that lake, constantly spawn in the dragon, and then farm a bunch of dragon horns, which is going to allow you to move fast through the game. I still get this question sometimes when I stream with any speedrun category that does use speed food, because despite wind bombs being all over the place and other glitches, sometimes you still run in this game for very short distances, and over time it definitely adds up, so speed food is still valuable. Whenever I use it, people ask me, wait, how do you move so fast? Because I feel like it's not the most explored thing for casual play, especially the 30-minute version, which is only really obtainable with the dragon part. So I did want to cover that real quick. Okay, well, I killed some good time today. I'm not going to be cooking all of this because I'm basically done with the topic. We're going to keep this food around. Well, maybe... never mind. I was going to say maybe one more stamina food, but I still have 4 to go. I think we are pretty well prepared. I'm going to be teleporting back to where I started today and continue my Korok journey tomorrow. Did want to cover this today. Thank you for reminding me, everyone, about the food in general. And I'll see you tomorrow for 108 days until Tears of the Kingdom. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your weekend.